Howdy folks, Tim Gravett here, Cabrera Systems in Ringdale. Just touching base with you. Wanted to do a little comparison today. Here we have the traditional lamp. That's an LED, and we can see that it's using 9.3 watts. So let's see what we have to compare it to. Here we have the active LED, CLP. This is the puck light. Nice little streamlined full unit, 10-year no light loss warranty, and 6.6 watts. Interesting. Here I have them both running next to each other, and you can see there's actually more intensity out of the 6.6 watts than we're getting out of the conventional. Now granted, it just depends on what you're trying to accomplish here, but you can see, depending upon the circumstance, both really good examples. But what we have is sustainable, consumable. Understanding the difference between that, because the light on the right, the active LED, is going to have a 10-year no light loss warranty, whereas the other one has no warranty of that kind at all. There's lots of interesting claims about manufacturer defect warranties, but what people don't understand is that doesn't cover performance. Manufacturer defect warranties are based upon I soldered something incorrectly or I didn't manufacture it correctly, and those defects, which if they do exist in a system, usually expose themselves within the first year of runtime. So when you get into the performance, which this is the long run, the bigger picture, how often am I going to have to change this bulb? Now granted, it says 22 years, but this one has a performance guarantee. What you've got to understand about this test is it's all done in a laboratory. The mainstream testing methodology that's used in comparing things side by side get real messy because they're really not drilling deep enough. It's kind of like looking for oil at 5 feet. I can't get deeply enough to find anything, and that's why we have all this miscommunication. The only way to cover your butt in the long term is to have a performance guarantee with, like this one comes with. That's 10 years, no light loss, full color retention. This is going to be, no matter if you run it 24/7 or whatever ambient air temperature. When I say ambient air temperature, right now it's a pretty warm day. It's running about 80 degrees in here, and there's actually a disclaimer on this one that says that if you're running this in air above 5 degrees Celsius or 41 degrees Fahrenheit, results may vary. So you can see we've got two different things playing itself out here. Now granted, this one's 25 bucks a piece, and this one's going to be 175 bucks a piece. But what are you looking for in the long run? Active LED is, like it says, performance and quality. It's a LED luminaire and controls. When you open up our brochures, you're going to get into a little bit of the history of the company and a little more description as to how's that 10-year warranty going to work compared to the other manufacturers out there. We've got a long history of working in solid state, pressing towards 40 years now, and we know what we're doing. And what we've learned is heat is the natural enemy of LEDs, and we've known that for decades. And that means that we take the design of our systems in a completely different direction. Of course, once you're doing what we have to do to sustain and maintain that heat control, control is a very simple solution for us too, which opens up another thing that we can do. We have our control for lighting, which we call active rest technology, and what that allows us to do is we can save even more without even having to turn the lights off. As I dim, I can take down to 40% on my setting, and I'm only using 9% of the power. We have an exponential savings. So with controls, we can take this even further. So something to keep in mind about active LED.